Referrals. Talk to us about how referrals have been part of your business plan.
Yeah, absolutely. So my husband and I are on a team together, the two of us. I've been in real estate for 21 years. And so kind of got real serious about our business in 2017, and he joined me in it. And so we have, our entire business is all referral based. So we don't pay for leads, we don't do any type of ad targetings, any of that. So how that business has actually been ran is we're just pretty authentic and genuine with everybody and everything that we do. Our database is pretty small. So I have about 300 people that we direct mail to. I have probably about 1,200 people in our CRM, but we're just very, very intentional. And so with that, we have created a 70 touch campaign. So, and that's usually, well, that's not usually, that is what we do. So we have a 70 touch campaign, so every month, our A, B's, and C's. So we've broken our database into A's, B's, C's, because I can't be creative with anything else. So it just worked out that way. Yeah. So the goal obviously is to be, a C to move to a B and a B to move to an A, essentially. So what that looks like for us, A's are anyone that has done 3 or more real estate transactions with us in 2 years, or anyone that has referred a piece of business to us, regardless if it closes or not. So they were my bird dogs. So that's my A's. B's are anybody that basically has bought or sold a home with us within the past 5 years. And it is true, if you have not done business with me in 5 years, I'll move you to a C. And so C is just people that kind of hibernate in our database, but they're not touched on or loved on or gifted as much as the A's and B's. And so what the 70 touch looks like is we do a newsletter monthly. So I have a touch campaign with everybody for that piece. I also have an agent newsletter too, where I've met relationships. So the agents are also dripped. It's very similar to the content that's being provided, but usually we'll do like marketing pieces or share our marketing ideas with our agents that we are in relationship with. In addition to that, I grew up with Joe Stump and Brian Buffini stuff, so I'm very big into the by referral only based. So we do an evidence of success, if you're familiar with that. So it's like that right brain, left brain stuff, where basically I just kind of showcase something that my husband and I have done for one of our clients, whatever that is. So, working with an estate and helping them through the transaction. So something that somebody can relate to that. The other piece with that is on the flip side, we do letters from the heart. So this used to actually be something that we mailed. And Ms. Kuiper actually had said, honey, as long as they know you can afford the stamp, just put it on, right? And so we would just mail these letter from the hearts, and it basically would be, again, that authentic piece. Nothing to do with real estate. Nothing to do with real estate. Would never even really put my phone number. It would never come from like an envelope with my information on it. So we transitioned the LOHs into videos this year. So it's every other month. So it's a video of myself or my husband, depending on which month it is, and just sharing stuff. So our August share, we have 4 children. So my oldest is 14 and our youngest is 5. And so I had a kindergartner and a freshman. And it's a really weird life season to be in for us. And so I just shared that, like at school time, back to school time. Like, I'm still packing, I actually still pack lunches for the freshmen, by the way. But, so it's one of those things where it's just seasonal, so people can relate to that, right? And so that's kind of how we do that piece of it. We do, I think it's 7 pop buys a year. So if you're not familiar with pop buys, it's just little gifts of value. What those kind of look like, I am Irish, so I love St. Patty's Day. So that's like one of my very, very, very favorite holidays. So I will send out a St. Patty's Day card with a scratch ticket. So I count that as, obviously, as a pop buy. Everybody knows, if you talk to me, you know how much I love St. Patty's Day. So it's just kind of something that we do. We do a combination of like host client events as well. So one of the events that we host is movies, so we usually will do a movie. So for the people that can't actually attend the movie, we'll pop by with, you can get a Redbox code and then popcorn and just say, we're so sorry that you couldn't make it. And so we'll drop that off to people. We've done Girl Scouts when the girls were in Girl Scouts, cookies, and usually it's like we wait till like August to send those because everyone gets them for Super Bowl. And we're the smart agents that hold on to the cookies, right? So there's just a whole bunch of different things. One of our biggest events that we just kind of blowed up is we host a blood drive. And so one of our sons has a rare blood disorder. And so we actually partnered with this for Red Day for very first, so shout out to KW Downtown for helping me with that first year one. So we do a big blood drive. And so my husband and I are very passionate about saving lives through blood donation. And so to date, we've saved 729 lives through our donations. Yeah, awesome. So we just really pour into the people that we know and love, and they know that they love us and trust us, and that's kind of how we run our business. Yeah.
Love it. So for calls that you make,
Yes.
what's your general script? I mean, how do you handle that?
I hate making calls. So I actually really do hate making calls. So I think on our slide, I don't make calls, to be very honest with you. There is no such thing as Brittany making calls. I will call everybody to invite them to Henry's blood drive. So we'll make calls at that point, but I don't call my database on a regular basis. I will call on their birthday, wish them happy birthday, but that's really it. So, yeah.
So they're getting a birthday call, they're getting a blood drive call.
Yes, exactly. And that's really it. So, but I normally will just check in with them, but I don't really count it as like lead generation, right? So it's just, hey, I saw this, or I'm in the neighborhood, I thought of you, or hey, so when we had the fires, December 30th, if you remember this, so my husband and I were in a pre-evacuation state, and which is fine. I mean, people had it much worse, right? And so we left, but what really got us thinking was, we don't have enough insurance. Like, I remember leaving, videotaping everything in our house as we ran out. Because I'm like, our insurance is never gonna cover all this stuff, right? So it was like a quick mad rush to do that piece of it. So the calls after, you know, were, hey guys, do you have enough insurance? Like, Ryan and I just re-looked at all of this, and we wanna make sure that you guys are adequately covered. Because from my perspective, we were not adequately covered. So if something were to happen in our house, it would have been a disaster for us. So again, every call or anything that we do is very intentional in this situation. I've never asked for business. Well, I shouldn't say never. Well, I actually probably don't ever ask for business. No, but that's just not what I ever lead with. So I just don't lead with that. So everything for us just comes very organically, but we have a system in place to where we love these people and nurture these people and take care of these people.
If someone in the audience wanted to get started on building a by referral only type business, what would be a first step that you recommend?
Go meet everybody. And so that was one of the first advice I had received getting into real estate is join every club, go meet people. I started volunteering at the church and watching kids and then doing this and doing that. So, and you know, I was in junior league of Denver. I did all this stuff to kind of help build my database, you know? And so that's the thing, just meet people, collect the meds, start putting them into a CRM and start feeding it. And that's really the number one thing is it doesn't have to be, you don't have to have this big massive business or have 4,000 or 5,000 people in your database. You know, we take great pride in knowing that I know every single one of my A clients' children's names. And that's important to me, you know, so it's important to me. I don't ever want to take that phone call and not know anything about their kids, you know. We obviously have a decent, you know, Facebook presence too, so we stalk them and memorize stuff and, you know, all that as well. But yeah, I would say just meet people and put them in the CRM and feed it.
Awesome. Great. Julie sent me an email and said, I'm not techie at all, and you guys